Alright, I've made this wire 20 inches long, which means it'll drop down to the bottom of the table about there and have that much dangling. We want enough dangling so that people can get to it. Now comes the fun part. If you try and put it through from the back here, it's quite... Oh, I got it. Okay. You need to push this wire through first, because if you try and do it from the inside, you basically can't do it. The reason you can't do it from the inside is because there's a bit of a lip there and you'll get one wire through, but you can't quite get the other wire through, whereas here you can squeeze these and make it an oval instead of a circle. So step one is to pull that through. Now this is a male connector. For the male connector, this is the positive, so I'm just going to strip enough wire to go through there. This is the negative. I'll strip a little bit more to go through, and then I'll clamp that in place. I will wrap some electrical tape around to make sure everything is extra insulated. So let's start with a little bit, how much I think I need of red, which is, that's a 1/2 inch. I want a little shorter than that. Okay, we'll do the red first. We'll twist the wire. Now the black we're going to need a little bit longer than a 1/2 inch. We'll do that. I'll twist the wire. Now, I don't know which way to go first. I'm going to insert the black through. Ah, got it through easy. So all I'm going to do with that is just bend it like that. Then I'm going to take a pair of pliers and crimp it around the black. If I do it around the insulation, then it fits way better. Okay, so that's now crimped into place. I'll trim some of that later. Now for the red one, I'm going to come up, I'm going to bend this back a bit. I'm going to come up from the bottom here. I need to bend them apart a little bit more. I'd like to have all the strands going through if I can. Not quite, so we'll try that again. I'm going to grab a little bit of flux here. I'm going to hold this wire from a safe distance. And this is a different way of soldering. Normally you heat everything and apply solder to it. And I'm going to do it differently here. I'm going to get solder on the end of my soldering iron once it's heated up enough. And then I'm going to apply it all to this. So we start with, come on, melt. Okay, I got some solder I'm collecting. Now we put it all right there like this. There we go. So when you don't have time or you don't have the ability to set up multiple things, that helps. Now I'm going to cut a bit of wire off the negative as well. Then I'm going to use the pliers to bend that wire up. Then I'm going to apply a bit of flux on the inside here. And then I'm going to use the same technique that I did before. Get a bunch of solder on my soldering iron. go into the inside here. And keep soldering till I see it wicking through the wire. There, that's all you need to do. Okay, I'm going to just trim on the underside here. Now, bend these guys all back into place. Now I want to make sure that there's no contact here, so what I do is grab some electrical tape. Here's some electrical tape. Cut off a little bit of that. And I'll slide it in between and completely cover up the negative terminal. And then I'll wrap it around so that it covers the positive as well. I don't wrap it around the threads. Okay, that's all you need to do. Pull it so that the positive is the same length as the negative. Pull on both of them, then hold the end and screw on the connector here. Okay, so it's now screwed on like that. I'm just going to take my little work mat here, which happens to be a blue sheet of paper, but it's got all the clippings from my... In fact, I'm going to toss that because it's an old one. I don't know if you heard that or not, but it beeps. And of course, along with the beep is it grab the positive wire, touch it, you can hear that. Touch the negative here, nothing. Touch the negative here, nothing. Okay, now that's the negative, touch the negative, and I got continuity. I know this is redundant, but touch the red one. So black continuity, red nothing. So that means in the final twisting on of this, I didn't do anything. Okay, so now that we have that one done, we need to do up this guy, the female one. Now it's a little bit different, as you can see. It has a center post hole that the wire has to go into for positive. So I'll take some solder, go into here, touch it on. Okay, I got to get in close to see. Oh yeah, yeah, that's heating up real nice on my fingers. There. No problem with that. Now, of course, we got to do the black one. I'm so lucky this time. Managed to get it on. And screw this in. Okay, and check continuity. Nothing. Red's okay. Nothing on black. So now we'll pick up the black guy. Black continuity, red none. Okay, so these are both good. Now, I have to make another set for under the table, but that takes care of that, and these guys will need to be connected underneath the removable piece. And you can see how I've done this so that I've fed from this track to this track and from this track to this track. So if we have to cut this frog at some point in the future, we'll still have electrical current here if we have to do a cut through there. And I've channeled this out. This kind of goes through and those go through. Now what I need to do is I need to connect these up to these guys. One will be male, one will be female. I don't really care which is which. Let's just go ahead. Those are roughly the same size. And let's strip off a chunk of these. Do close to 3/4 of an inch. Oh, here's a trick. If you're doing long ones like this, I can take this now to twist the wire and then pull and twist. Because you do want to twist the wire unstranded. See, that's all you do. Do that. Now, for these guys, there is the black one. And I'm just going to twist them around each other. And I have more wire here than I need. So after I solder, I'll cut some off. But for now, to get this all going the way I want to, twist them both around. And apply just a little bit of flux to it. And then find my solder, which is here. My soldering iron, which clean the tip a little. And it's hot enough. Yeah, it seems to be. Apply some solder. I really want to get it down at the base here. And I can see it wicking through everything here. It's exactly what I want. We'll do the other one here. Get that heat down low, make sure it wicks through everything down here. Okay. Those are now soldered together well. Grab a little bit of rubbing alcohol here just to make sure, in case I use too much flux. And then I need my electrical tape. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm off to get my electrical tape. There, I have my electrical tape. I'm going to cut a big chunk of this off. I'm going to cut a chunk of this off. And I'm going to take my pliers and bend this all into one section here. Some black electrical tape. Now I'm concerned that this may be a stress point as well, so I'm going to start further down here near the base. Do some wraps. And then extend it up so it goes completely around the solder joint a couple of times. Keeps coming up. You want more than enough tape. Make sure that's all okay. Oh, we got our red electrical tape. I know, that's the first one. Okay. And as we're going to epoxy all of this in place, I'm hoping that that is all going to stay. Now we double checked this and we found that this has to come over like that and drop down. So this will need to go to about there and cut. Okay, now those should go like that. Now the moment of testing here. Drop that one through. Drop that one through. Push everything down. Put that in. Put that in. So that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad like that. No, it's a little bit of a problem there still. But that's all in place. So that's all in place like that. May have to hollow out a little bit more there, eh? For these, we need to pull one out first.